When it comes to understanding women, there is one signal that consistently flies under most men's radar, and that is the subtle touch. So many men think a woman's touch is just a harmless, friendly gesture. They shrug it off as being nothing more than platonic contact. But if you truly want to decode the hidden language of women, you must pay close attention to this one sign, because the subtle touch is one of the most powerful sexual signals a woman can give. Imagine you're sitting with a woman, maybe on a date or just spending time together casually. She leans forward to laugh at your joke, her fingertips lightly brushing your forearm. Or she adjusts your shirt collar in a seemingly innocent move. Perhaps she playfully nudges your shoulder while teasing you about something you said. To most men, these gestures seem trivial, almost accidental, but in reality, they are a strategic way women test the waters of physical closeness. For a woman, touch is rarely meaningless. She understands the impact of crossing into your personal space. By initiating these subtle forms of touch, she's signaling that she feels comfortable with you, that she's open to something more, that she's allowing you a window into her intimate world. You see, touch for a woman is about permission. It's about building trust. When she reaches out to touch you, even for a split second, she is offering you a safe bridge to move things forward. But here is where many men go wrong. They freeze, they ignore it, or they back away, unsure what to do next. That hesitation can destroy the entire momentum. When you miss her subtle touch, you miss her opening the door. And once that door closes, it's incredibly hard to reopen it, because she'll sense that you don't understand her cues, that you can't read her energy, and that alone can make her second guess her attraction. If you think about it, women live in a world where they are constantly told to guard their bodies, to stay safe, to protect themselves from unwanted advances. So, when a woman takes the step to initiate physical contact, even in the tiniest way, it is a monumental shift. It's her way of saying, I trust you, I'm interested in you, I feel safe enough to get closer. It is a green light wrapped in caution tape. That's why you must learn to recognize it and respond appropriately. Now, responding doesn't mean you should pounce on her or misinterpret her kindness for a promise of sex. It means you acknowledge her subtle gesture, you reciprocate in a way that reassures her, you mirror her level of comfort, and you slowly build upon that. Maybe you lightly place your hand on hers when telling a story, or you return the playful nudge with a confident smile. The point is to keep that bridge open, to make her feel that her vulnerability was seen, respected, and matched with yours. When women initiate subtle touch, they are testing not just your interest, but also your emotional intelligence. Can you pick up on a small, fleeting brush of her hand? Can you read her willingness to break the physical barrier without making it awkward? If you can, you communicate that you are confident, grounded, and socially aware, qualities that deeply attract women on a subconscious level. Many men fail at this because they wait for explicit, bold signs. They want the woman to outright declare, I am into you, please touch me, but that is not how feminine energy operates. Women often choose softness over directness, subtlety over declaration. They prefer a man who can sense rather than demand. That is why the subtle touch is so important. It is her quiet language of desire, a language only men who pay attention can truly understand. This is why I encourage you to start noticing these gentle, seemingly unimportant touches. The next time you're with a woman, ask yourself, is she creating small excuses to close the space between you? Is she brushing something off your sleeve, fixing your collar, or tapping your arm while she talks? These are the signals that reveal how she feels. They are the real, life green lights you've probably been missing. And even more importantly, remember that these touches are invitations to lead. Women want to see how you handle their vulnerability. They want to know if you can hold the moment without fumbling. So when she reaches out to you, reach back not just physically, but emotionally, with presence, with attention, with calm confidence. That is how you make her feel safe enough to go further with you, how you unlock the deeper intimacy she is hoping for, but will never say out loud. At the end of the day, the subtle touch is not just a signal, it is a conversation starter in the language of attraction. When you learn to read it, you open up an entirely new dimension of connection with women. You begin to see opportunities you were blind to before. And trust me, once you learn this language, you will never look at a woman's gentle brush or playful nudge the same way again. One of the biggest signals from women that goes completely unnoticed by most men is the way she uses eye contact, and not just any eye contact, but eye contact that is delicately balanced with a touch of shyness. A lot of men get confused about a woman's gaze. They think if she is interested, she will stare boldly and directly, holding his eyes without breaking, almost like a man would. But that's not how feminine attraction usually expresses itself. Women use their eyes in a far more subtle, layered way. Imagine you're across the room and she looks at you, meets your eyes for a moment, then glances down with a shy smile, only to peek back at you again a few seconds later. That back and forth is a woman's way of telling you she notices you, that you have her attention, but she still wants you to come forward and take the lead. Most men miss this, thinking she is disinterested because she looks away or too polite to stare. But in truth, she is signaling her desire for you to engage, to move closer, to break the ice. Her eyes are literally giving you an open invitation, if only you would read between the blinks. Women do this because feminine energy thrives on being pursued. Holding eye contact too directly can feel aggressive or too forward for many women. So they will offer you these short bursts of attention, like little breadcrumbs for you to follow. Each glance is a clue. I'm interested, but I want you to make the next move. That's the dance of attraction. The woman signals and the man responds. When you see this, the glance, the quick look away, the peek back, understand that this is her trying to build tension and connection without saying a word. If you ignore it, she will assume you are oblivious or that you lack confidence, and she will likely lose interest and move on. But if you respond with calm confidence, maybe even smiling back or holding her gaze for a beat longer than usual, you create a powerful, silent communication that tells her, I see you, and I'm willing to play. That's where the spark truly begins. Now, let's talk about another sexual signal most men sleepwalk past: playful teasing and banter. So many men misread a woman's playful or even slightly challenging behavior as an annoyance or disrespect. They think, why is she being difficult, when actually she is flirting in one of the most primal ways possible. When a woman teases you, pokes fun at you, or gently challenges you, she is testing your ability to handle her energy. She wants to see if you can stay composed, if you can play back, if you can match her wit and spark some chemistry. Think about it. A woman who is completely disinterested will not bother teasing you at all. Why would she? Teasing takes effort. It takes attention. It's an investment in seeing how you respond. If she did not care, she would simply be polite and distant. But when she teases you, playfully poking holes in your story, exaggerating your flaws, or giving you a silly nickname, that is actually an invitation to flirt. The problem is that many men become defensive. They get offended or start explaining themselves seriously, killing the playful vibe and missing the opening. When a woman teases, you need to see it as a spark. She's offering you the chance to engage in a little dance of humor, to build sexual tension without it being overt. It's her way of creating a shared bubble where just the two of you understand the jokes, the little pushes and pulls. If you pass her test, if you can tease her right back with respect and confidence, she feels your strength, and that is unbelievably attractive. Women are drawn to men who can stay playful and light on their feet because it signals social intelligence, leadership, and emotional security. These qualities tell her you can handle her, protect her, and keep life interesting. So the next time you see a woman giving you that quick glance with a shy smile, don't look away and think she's just being polite. Know that she is speaking to you without words, waiting for you to step into her world, and when she playfully teases you or challenges you with a cheeky comment, don't take it personally. Instead, lean in, laugh, play back. Understand that these signals are far more intimate than anything she might say outright. They are coded messages, invitations wrapped in mystery, designed to separate men who are confident enough to read between the lines from those who just don't get it. If you train your eyes to see beyond what is obvious and your heart to respond with courage, you will find that women are giving you signals all the time. You just need to be present enough to notice. In these small gestures, from a glance to a teasing word, lies the spark of something real, waiting for you to answer. There is a silent yet powerful message women send that so many men overlook, and it's right in front of them every single time: the art of preening and self-grooming. You see, a woman who is interested in you will subconsciously start adjusting herself, fixing her hair, checking her lipstick, smoothing her clothes, or even subtly glancing at her reflection when you're around. Men tend to misread this behavior, assuming it's just a vanity thing, that she's obsessed with her looks, or perhaps she's simply fidgeting out of boredom. But that is far from the truth. Women instinctively want to look their best for a man they are attracted to, and these little self-grooming movements are a classic, powerful sexual signal. It's her way of silently saying, "I want you to see me at my most beautiful. I want you to notice me. I want to be chosen." Think about how deeply ingrained this is. Since childhood, women are conditioned to present their best selves to a potential mate. So if she's tucking her hair behind her ear repeatedly, fixing her neckline, adjusting her posture, or even reapplying a bit of lip gloss in front of you, that is a subtle invitation to see her in a more desirable feminine light. It's not about being shallow, it's about signaling readiness, attraction, and openness. She is, in that moment, essentially putting on a show just for you. And if you miss that sign, if you interpret it as meaningless, you are closing your eyes to one of the oldest forms of feminine communication. The problem is that many men have been trained to believe women will declare their feelings verbally. But women, especially when it comes to sexual attraction, are rarely that direct. They speak through their movements, their softness, their gentle adjustments. So when you see her checking her reflection in the phone camera or running her fingers through her hair multiple times while she's talking to you, understand that she is priming herself for your attention. That is the moment to step up, compliment her, smile in appreciation. Let her know, without being cheesy or overbearing, that you see her efforts. Women want to feel that their silent signals land, that their hidden cues have been received. It reassures them that you are the kind of man who pays attention, who notices the details, who is perceptive enough to catch what others miss. And what does that tell her? That you are safe, that you can read her, that you won't embarrass her, that you are socially skilled. This sense of being seen, being truly noticed, is powerful for a woman. That is why responding to her subtle grooming behavior is not just about attraction, it's about trust. When she feels safe showing her vulnerable, feminine side, she opens the door to deeper connection and intimacy. You also have to understand the psychology behind it. A woman will not bother adjusting her appearance for someone she is indifferent to. If she's completely comfortable and not interested, she will relax, slump in her seat, and stop caring about how she looks. But when she's fixing her hair or straightening her outfit, she is actively managing how you perceive her, and that is a crystal clear sign of attraction. She is telling you with every flick of her hair, "I care what you think. That is as loud a signal as you will ever get without her saying a word. So the next time you're with a woman and notice her subtly reapplying her lip balm, or adjusting her jewelry, or checking her clothes for wrinkles, don't write it off. Understand that it is not for random attention, it is for you. She is preparing herself for your eyes and, even deeper, for your approval. The best thing you can do in that moment is to acknowledge it with a calm, warm compliment, or even just a confident smile. Let her know you see her. That simple recognition can turn a nervous gesture into a deeply bonding moment where she feels that you understand her feminine language. Too many men think women are complicated, but really, women are simply subtle. Their signals are woven into their behavior, soft and unspoken, because that is how femininity moves. If you start noticing her preening, you'll unlock a whole new level of understanding about what she wants and how she is inviting you to move forward. Her actions are a preview of the care and energy she's willing to invest in you if you can see them, respect them, and respond with confidence. You'll stand out from the crowd of men who stay blind to these tiny but powerful cues. Learning to decode these quiet, beautiful signals isn't about manipulation. It's about connection. It's about making her feel safe and appreciated for showing her softer side. And trust me, once you start seeing these signs for what they really are, you'll never mistake them for meaningless again, because they are anything but meaningless. They are a woman's way of asking you to see her, to value her, and maybe to take the next step. There is another powerful signal women send that so many men consistently fail to recognize, and that is what I call the lingering presence. Women are masters of subtlety, and one of their quietest but clearest signals of attraction is simply sticking around. Think about it. A woman who is not interested in you will find a reason to leave, end the conversation politely, or create distance. But when she stays longer than necessary, lingers in your space, or stretches out the interaction even with small talk, that is not accidental. It is intentional, yet men miss it every single day because they expect women to be direct with their interest, and women rarely are. Imagine a woman at a social gathering. She could mingle with dozens of other people, but she chooses to keep returning to your conversation. Even when the topic is silly or routine, she stays. She laughs at your jokes a bit longer than needed, asks you one more question before she moves on, or casually stands next to you, close enough that you can feel her energy. These are all cues that she feels comfortable around you, and more importantly, that she wants you to lead things forward. Women know exactly how to exit a conversation. When they don't, that's a message you can't ignore. Most men don't see this because they believe a woman who is interested will clearly state it or make some bold move. But in truth, a woman's choice to stay is an enormous green light. It means she feels a spark, a vibe, a curiosity worth exploring. She is giving you time, and time is one of the most precious resources anyone can give. That is her subtle investment in you, her quiet way of testing if you will do something with that opportunity. You also have to realize that women often live in a world where they must protect themselves from unwanted attention. If a woman is lingering around you, she feels safe, and that is huge. Safety is the foundation of feminine attraction. If she can stand next to you without feeling the urge to move away or break the moment, she is telling you, "I trust you," even if she doesn't have the courage to voice it. So don't take that lightly. Men also tend to overlook the details of how women extend conversations. A woman who is attracted to you might find a random topic, like your phone case, your cologne, the food you're eating, and use it as an excuse to keep talking. It doesn't matter if the topic is silly. What matters is that she is creating moments to stay in your energy a little bit longer. When you see her doing this, understand she is hoping you will take it as a sign to get to know her deeper, to flirt, to build a stronger bond. One of the worst mistakes men make is thinking she's just being polite. Polite women don't linger. They excuse themselves as soon as it feels right to leave. A woman who wants to stay around you is revealing more than she will ever say with words. She is giving you permission to advance. If you ignore her lingering presence, you leave her wondering whether you even noticed her at all, or whether you're too passive to pick up the vibe. That disappointment can quickly turn into disinterest because women want a man who sees the opportunities they create. So how should you respond? When you see a woman lingering around you, staying in your presence, reward her with your attention. Don't leave her in limbo. Escalate the conversation a little, maybe with a playful tease or a deeper, more personal question. Take the moment and grow it. Make her feel that the time she is investing is being valued, that you are paying attention to her subtle signals. That's how you build trust and attraction. It is also important to hold your own calm confidence in these moments. Many men get overly excited when a woman stays around them, and they push too hard or talk too much, breaking the gentle rhythm she created. The secret is to match her energy, be present, mirror her calmness, let the conversation breathe. Give her a sense that you are steady, grounded, and capable of carrying things forward at a comfortable pace. That balance of confidence and patience is magnetic for a woman who has chosen to stay in your space. Ultimately, the lingering presence is about investment. A woman is investing her time, her energy, and her vulnerability when she chooses to remain near you. She is giving you a gift that many men simply do not see. If you learn to notice this and act with intention, you will stand out in her mind as the rare man who truly understands her, the man who doesn't need every word spelled out, the man who can read her silent language, and that is exactly the kind of man women find irresistible. So remember, next time you see a woman sticking around a bit longer than necessary, don't brush it off. She is handing you a beautiful opportunity to connect, to deepen the vibe, to lead. All you have to do is see her choice for what it truly is, a green light disguised as a quiet moment. That moment can change everything. There is one final, crucial sexual signal from women that men so often fail to catch, and it lies in the small but powerful signs of her testing your leadership. A woman who is drawn to you will subconsciously want to know if you are capable of leading, not in an arrogant, domineering way, but in a confident, grounded way that makes her feel secure. She will test you by giving you choices, offering you small opportunities to make decisions, or even subtly challenging you to see how you handle pressure. Sadly, many men see these tests as nagging, bossy behavior, or just games, but in truth, they are a woman's way of measuring your strength and masculinity before she allows the relationship to move forward. For example, she might say, "What do you feel like doing?" instead of telling you her preference, even though she has one. She wants to see if you will step up and suggest something confidently, or she might question your opinion lightly just to gauge if you can stand your ground with calm, respectful certainty. These are not challenges to your worth as a man, they are invitations to show her you can lead the dance. If you fail to recognize this, you miss a powerful sexual signal because women equate leadership with safety. If she senses that you can guide, protect, and stand strong, it unlocks a huge part of her feminine desire to follow, trust, and connect. Men often interpret these leadership tests as criticism or as a sign she is high maintenance, but that is not it at all. It is a woman's coded way of asking, "Can I trust you? Can I feel secure with you? Will you have my back?" When she tosses you that ball, she wants to see if you can catch it. If you fumble, second, guess, or collapse under the slightest pressure, she will doubt whether you're the kind of man she can safely open up to. But if you meet her tests with composure, making decisions confidently and kindly, you signal to her primal instincts that you are trustworthy, capable, and worthy of her softness. This goes beyond just ordering food or picking a movie. It can show up in the smallest moments, like guiding her through a crowded place, taking the initiative to plan the next date, or calmly solving a problem instead of panicking. When she sees you take the wheel with steady hands, it ignites her sense of security. It reassures her that she can relax into her feminine energy around you. That relaxation is one of the most powerful signals of sexual attraction a woman can experience, because it tells her she is free to be vulnerable, playful, and deeply connected with you. If you ignore these tests or resent them, you lose an incredible opportunity. Women will not come out and say, "Please show me you can lead." That is not how they work. They weave this desire into small challenges, questions, and situations where you can prove yourself without being told directly. You have to observe and rise to the moment. Each time you pass her subtle test of leadership, you build more trust and attraction, and she will naturally want to give you more of herself, more of her time, her attention, her intimacy. The reason women test for leadership is rooted in biology and psychology. Throughout history, a woman's survival depended on choosing a partner who could lead with confidence and protect with courage. Even in modern life, that instinct remains. Her subtle challenges are simply her subconscious way of screening for these qualities. It isn't about control or being difficult. It is about survival, safety, and making sure she can invest her heart with the right person. So the next time a woman puts you in the position to choose where to go, what to do, how to react, see it as a gift, not a burden. Don't panic or freeze or deflect it back to her. Take the lead, offer suggestions, move decisively. It is one of the most attractive signals you can ever send back to her, because it speaks to a part of her that words cannot reach. When she sees you standing in your masculine frame, confident and grounded, it unlocks something magnetic inside her. It makes her want to follow your lead, to trust you, to lean into you fully. Remember, leadership is not about barking orders or flexing power. It is about creating a calm, steady environment where she can feel held and safe. If you can do that, you will have read one of the most important sexual signals women ever send, a signal that is usually hidden under layers of politeness and testing behavior. Only a man who pays attention and acts with certainty can see it for what it is, a silent but powerful invitation to be the man she can count on. When you recognize and respect that invitation, everything changes.